and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can everybody get a chance to look over the minutes? Okay, first, Herb, second, Barlow. Okay, moving on. Okay, resolutions. PS1, resolution authorizing the execution of a New York Alert Use Agreement to the New York Office of Information and Technology Services. Looking for a motion. Herb and Barlow. Okay, what this is it's Everbridge is a system. I'll just get right into the meat of it.
Want me to explain it?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So,
Perfect.
since it's my resolution, I figured it'd be easier, huh?
Yep.
So this is a resolution to enter an agreement with New York State Information Technology Service for a notification platform that we would use for some emergency notifications. This doesn't disclude the current notification process that 911 uses. They use HyperReach. This would be in addition to that, as well as be used as a backup system. What the primary purpose for this piece, we went to a workshop in Onondaga County about a month and a half ago and found out that this service is available to counties for free from New York State. So this is Everbridge with New York Alert. We currently have a program that we use through our WebEOC, which is our emergency management platform that we use during incidents. We pay for an agreement that's an add-on to that is $4,000 a year. Since this is free, we want to use this system in lieu of that. So we want to just continue paying for a service that's offered for free. What we would use this for primarily is for emergency operations center activations that we use the WebEOC for right now, as well as we had some early preliminary discussions on how we could alert county staff of like emergency closures or delayed openings. So we would use this system for that as well. But it does require MOU, that's why it's here today.
Any further discussion?
If you do have it in place, you're going to attempt to have it finalized and ready to go to try to use during our exercise. We have a radiological exercise in June. But if not, we'll use the current platform because we have a contract with that through July. So more to come on that.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. PS2, resolution authorizing the transfer of certain surplus equipment to the Hastings Volunteer Fire Department.
I can talk to that if you want again.
Perfect.
Kevin can add to it because it kind of involves both of us. But so this is to transfer 2 trailers that are registered and insured by EMO. And primarily the reason why they're registered to EMO is because the organization of Bracey's can't do that. We bought these 2 trailers respectively 14 and 17 years ago. They have seen better days, but they're also, we're bought for those organizations. They just haven't maintained them very well. The one trailer has some significant mold and mildew of water inside. So what we would like to do, we found that they were not a 501c3, so we were trying to find a better way to pass it through to them because we still want them to have the equipment so they can operate to do their little tiny events that they do, such as duck derby or monster truck. They do the ham radio program and still does some of those things. So we found that the Hastings Fire Department, and being, yes, Kevin is the chief of that, was basically a throughput for it, right? So it was handing it to them so they could give it to the program. So that way it takes it off our liability and our continual maintenance, and also gives us the ability to remove some of their equipment that is stored in many areas of the county facilities. We have a room in our basement that is full of their equipment that does very rarely get used, and we really could use office space down there. There's also some equipment stored over at the airport, one of the hangars that Brandon would love to utilize that space. So this is an opportunity to clean all of that out and clean it up.
These are our trailers?
They're EMO trailers. They were bought through grants that we got, SHSP grant funding or radiological funding. So it's not anything that we have to pay for. It's grant funding.
So EMO stands for?
Emergency Management Office?
Yeah, so they are our trailers?
Yes.
So when you brought up about not taking maintenance or taking care of them, who's responsible for the maintenance of trying to take care of these things?
The RACES program, that's why we bought them for them. It would be very similar to if we bought some GPSs for such as search and rescue. We buy it for them, they take over the responsibility. The only difference is this is well before me.
Sure.
Just we can insure them, they can't, so we had to insure them, but we've given them to maintain, and they just haven't maintained them. There's some significant leakage in the one trailer, so.
So with the leakage, is it no good, or is it something that they're gonna fix up or keep, or are we responsible for fixing them up, or?
I don't have any intention, I don't have any funding to put into them. So, unless the county wants to give us funding to put into them, but they're not worth anything.
The biggest thing that's gonna help us free up space.
Yeah.
I've actually seen pictures of the trailers, they're in pretty rough shape.
And the other piece of that is the capabilities that they have is something that is very antiquated. We have redundant communication capabilities that we may not have had 25 years ago that supersede what they do. They're also not willing to work with us under current ICS command structure. So we find that the agency is, I guess you could say, unable to work under the terms of what we want from them. So with that, we want to discontinue use of it, so.
Sure. Thank you.
Any further discussion? No, looking for a motion. Lombardo, Herb?
You did that.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry. All opposed? Apologize. Okay, PS3. Resolution authorizing the creation of one temporary full-time position in the E911 department. You want to take it over, or?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we are getting ready to start a recruit academy. We know we have one person that's retiring the end of June, so requesting to utilize cost savings within the salaries line to create a temporary position to be able to have 2 people in our recruit academy. So that way, once the retirement comes the end of June, a couple weeks later, 3 weeks later or so, the person will be coming out of the recruit academy and backfilling that position, as opposed to us waiting until, at this point, it'll probably be about a year or so from now before we start the next recruit academy because of the planned renovations.
Real quick, can I get a first and second? Sorry. Okay, thank you.
So yeah, so probably not going to, unless there's an absolute need, probably won't be doing a fall recruit academy. So the position will be vacant for about a year before we'd be able to backfill without doing this. So now asking for additional funds, there are savings within the salaries line, a lot less than what we typically have because of staffing level, but there is enough money to cover this.
Question, authorize the creation of one temporary full-time position. Is it temporary full-time and then they'll
Yes.
become full-time, or
Correct.
is it?
Yes.
Someone's retired.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. PS4. Resolution authorizing transfer of administration and budget of drone coordinator program from emergency management to E911.
Motions.
Yep, motion. First, second, first. Lombardo.
Alrighty, so there's been a pretty large shift in the responsibility of the drone coordinator over the past few years. When this was created, it was largely support of the Sheriff's Department with the tactical drone program. There is still workload to that, but with the build out of the drone first responder or drone in a box program that 911's been working on, there's drastically becoming a lot more work to that. We're getting ready to deploy 9 more drone docks that the drone coordinator is going to support us with the deployment, as well as need to continue with the maintenance, which need to go out to every dock pretty much every other week in the wintertime, sometimes more often than that, to clear the snow away from them. Also take care of any repairs or bugs or glitches, and also with the increase in staffing of the advanced telecommunicator positions at 911, additional training needs to be done with the new pilots. We also need to actually build out a training program that spends a little bit more time not recertifying, but refreshing their skills and making sure that we're capturing everything on all of the different sides for the different agencies, the agency groups that we're working with, while continuing to do all the reporting, which with the increase in the docs, there's additional reporting that needs to be done now. So with that, more so than not, I've been working more with the drone coordinator than really Kathy has in the emergency management office. So we're requesting that we transfer that position and most of the money to 911. The portion that is already been budgeted for the sheriff's office would be parsed off and given to the sheriff's budget, so that way they can manage the funding that's takes care of their program, and the drone coordinator still would support both sides of the fence. That we work hand in hand every day anyways. So it's just trying to really move the responsibility and trying to make things a little bit easier on the emergency management side of the house. So since majority of the work is done really through 911 at this point.
Primarily, really, my main objective was to manage the funds and the person for the sheriff's department. So it really wasn't a piece that I had within my department that required me to have that. It's just kind of where they thought at the time was the best place to put the program. So I agree with this transition. I think it's needed, and I think it's a valid as we spoke about.
So the sheriffs has their own drones.
Correct.
Are you gonna be in charge of them?
No.
Or the sheriff's got their own?
They have their own program. They have a sergeant, correct? Lieutenant that's in charge of that drone program. The drone coordinator supports the reporting portions of it, also sets up their training, and then new purchases, they work together on that, because the technology that they're looking at on both sides of the fence goes back and forth both ways with that really. So that'll all still continue as it does today. I mean, there's no plans to change any of that aspect of it. It's just a lot smaller than what they're doing pretty much almost every single day with the 911 projects at this point.
Seems to me that 911 is extremely busy. Can you take on this whole program on your own?
Well,
Kathy?
we're doing it already, so it's really just, instead of me having to go to Kathy and explain what I have going on, now I can just go to the drone coordinator and say, hey, this is what we need to do, and we check in regularly anyway, so our communications are there, and then we spend extra time looping Kathy in, so that way she's in the know, because he responds or reports to her.
Is the sheriff department, he'll agree with this?
Yeah, we're fine, because a lot of these drone things have gone to the drone in the box. We're having flow works, and that has to do with 911. We respond technically to a location, and if we went up, we communicate. We still have our portion of the budget to maintain drones and purchase and upgrade drones through the drone coordinator, who will still be working with us.
And we still work hand in hand, because the technology is the same, it's just worked through differently.
I mean, the drone coordinator will be there to support the sheriff's department still, and will, talk about different equipment that they should look at to purchase through the program. That's why the funds that buys the equipment is still going to go to the sheriff's department, because then it's separate from what the program uses.
Right.
There is one piece of software that's used universally by the sheriff's department, really throughout the county and the 911, is their drone sense, which is that piece of funding that Kevin took to make sure that we have that contract in place and it's paid each year. So that's something that we'll have to budget going forward. Kevin can budget that through his or the sheriff's department, but other than that, I
The
mean,
only question I had, Kevin, is did we change the account number, because I know it was going into, in my budget line,
Let me double check.
corrections. So I'll make sure it's going into 3110, not 3150.
I believe that did get corrected before it got.
Yeah. Mine still says 3150.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, so that should be corrected then.
Yeah. Instead of amending that now, I'd like to suggest that, assuming this passes, that we amend this budget mod on the floor next Thursday, because because there may be other expenses. We got a payroll on these numbers could change a little bit between the time this was developed and next Thursday. So, and we've done this when we've transferred a group from one department to another, a budgetary group from one budget to another in the past. We usually will word it as remaining balances in the lines of group as of that day, so that it makes more sense. That way we don't have to guess at what we understand.
My concern was strictly that it doesn't go to the jail budget. it goes to
Right.
my patrol.
Yeah, we caught that. It's, so next week, assuming this passes next week, we'll have a budget mod ready to amend this on the floor to the current balances that day. With the correct.
Legislator Walker?
Thank you. Approximately, how many drones do you have? Approximately how much is each drone?
So the 911 drones, at this point, we have 3 that are out in play at the moment, but we have 6 more that are getting ready to deploy. So we'll have 9 total to start off with. We're working on a order to add an additional 6, so we'll be at 15 total for the drone in the box portion. The tactical pilot portion, we have 7 pilots. Does that sound right?
I think there's 5 pilots and then the drone coordinator makes
Six pilots that work together. They have, depending on the situation, they have either 2 to 3 individually for the tactical pilots, depending on what their use is. They have a larger one that can do everything exterior. There's one smaller one that they can do a little bit more tactically, and then one they can fly inside that each of them carry.
Yeah. So if we had to guess on what the sheriff's department has, there's probably 10 to 15 drones that serve different capabilities. They have interior drones, exterior drones, ones that fly in higher winds and can carry heavier payloads. But we are looking also at new drones that, might have to replace the older drones that are things. So we're working with that with the sheriff's department. We're bringing one in to try that to see if that's something that we find would be working. But
Is there a life expectancy on drones?
About 5 to 7 years, depending on how much they're used. I mean, we do have maintenance plans that are on them, so they go in and get refreshed regularly. They're also checked monthly to make sure that, they're still in good working order and the batteries are still working properly. And a lot of the technology and stuff in there also, it's, of course, smart technology, so they can tell us when the batteries and accessories are supposed to be end of life, and then about that time is when they stop working, so.
Approximately how much is each one?
depends on the type.
Yeah, so the bigger ones, the bigger ones that the tactical pilots are using, the M30s, they're about 20,000-ish, with all the accessories and everything that go with it. The drone in the box units that we're currently buying them are about 18,000 with the dock and the drone itself. The drone is about 9,000 itself.
And their smaller drones are anywhere between $6,000 and $8,000.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate it.
yep.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. PS5, resolution authorizing budgetary modification, sheriff office transfer from insurance recovery to automotive equipment. It's basically transferring about $48,000, to purchase a new vehicle that is in an accident. First, second. Okay. Any discussion? Legislator Walker?
Trying to see, what's the vehicle? SUV, I guess that.
It's a Ford Explorer involved in it's legal with January, afforded by the college, involving 2 car motor vehicle. Insurance company concerned, total, it was $47,985.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. PS6, resolution adopting County of Oswego Local Law Number 2 of 2026 entitled the local law establishing a registry of animal abuse offenders and prohibiting animal ownership by animal abuse offenders within the county.
So moved.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so what this is we all know it's a registry for animal abuse offenders prohibiting animal ownerships by animal abuse offenders within the county of Oswego. I know you've had questions on this. It did get switched. Yep, it has, everything's been addressed. So is there any further discussion?
I'd just like to thank you, as I've known this gentleman for, Mr. Chairman, for a long time, and I know he's worked his heart and soul on this, and appreciate everything you've done.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Is the DA's office happy with all this now? I mean, last time we were notified of some of the things, county attorney, and so is it
Yes.
pretty well worked out?
Since then, I've actually made suggestions, reviewed it, and made suggestions to the county attorney. I think they've been addressed in this portion, or this revision of the local law. Which I provided to the county attorney.
Yeah, is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. PS7, resolution authorizing the reclassification to position in the district's attorney's office. Martina, you want to take that one, or?
Sure. So we have, just to set this up.
Can I get a first, second? Thank you.
Just to set this up, we have one open typist position, and we have one current typist position that's been filled by somebody who's been with our office for longer than I've actually been in the office, so she qualifies as a senior typist. Person that we are about to or wish to hire for the open typist position is actually a lateral move from another department in Oswego County. She is currently classified as a senior typist, so we would like to change the position from a typist to a senior typist, and that in the same sense, given the experience of the lateral move and the fact that our current typist has more experience than the lateral move, she should be a senior typist as well. I've given to you so we're asking for both positions to be classified down. One reclassified, both positions being reclassified from typist to senior typist. And I've given the economic effect of it would be de minimis.
The impact's minimal.
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? PSA's been pulled. All right, EMS.
All right.
You're up.
Good morning, everybody. It's been a busy month. So we were able to submit and get approved from New York State EMS. That's certified first responder course. That's going to run in Mexico at McKee Ambulance from April 18th through June 6th. CFR course is a bare minimum basic introductory course to EMS in New York State. It's a third of the length of the EMT class, so it's very popular amongst the firemen and the rescue trucks, as well as anyone just looking to get their foot in the door in EMS. So yeah, it's a good opportunity if anyone knows anyone who's interested. Please send them our way. We're trying to get as much in the class as we can get. So it's a couple nights a week. It's only a 50-hour course, and it wraps up in a month and a half. So it's a really good introductory course. Our instructor teaching it taught our last CFR course with a 100% pass rate, so it should be a really good course. More of the same, a lot more of the same. Continuing to make some efforts on developing our responder wellness team, which I always like to highlight and say how we're working on that with the Sheriff's Department, with 911, Fire Coordinator's Office. It's been a big team effort. Our initial membership is going to be about eight individuals from across the county that we have signed up so far. 3 of them we are sending to a 3-day training for peer and individual support. A 3-day class, we're sending them free of charge due to a partnership we have with Upstate, who's helping put on the course. And I think Kevin is sending a couple of his people as well, and so is the Sheriff's Department. So really fortunate to have this opportunity to send some of our people to a 3-day, really comprehensive training of peer and group support free of charge. And it's going to be located down in Brewerton. So the instructor they're bringing in runs the peer and group team for the state of Rhode Island, so very knowledgeable instructor. Really good opportunity to bring some of that expertise to our county to benefit our folks. So
And when is that?
that training is April 22nd through the 24th. That Wednesday.
Yeah, whatever that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, April 22nd to April 24th.
Yep, you're right.
It's a 3-day class. It's fantastic. They're able to cover X amount of students for free. And after that, it's a reduced cost compared to what it normally would be. So anyone who does have to pay is only paying $200 for it. So very good partnership we have with Upstate and Syracuse Fire and Brewerton Fire to kind of get this course going. So we're very fortunate for that. Other than that, I was able to attend an EOC training down in Onondaga County this past month as well, and just continuing to participate and be active on a lot of different boards and teams. So if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Any questions for Nate? Okay, I apologize, I gotta go back to committee reviews and decisions. So we got a bid for 6 2026 Ford Interceptor Ford Explorers. We put it out for 15 bids, 7 people got back. Basil Ford came back at $384,435.60. And I'm looking for a motion to approve. Unless you have any questions.
I got questions. How many are there again?
6.
This is from Sheriff's Department?
Yes.
Do we need, we trade 6 in, or we get?
We request usually about 15. In the budget, we get that we request about half for our budget. So we've been making do for the last several years. Just 6. Bare minimum. We have almost 80 vehicles in the fleet. Our goal was always to replace 1/5 of them per year.
How many total do we have? You said?
About 80 total vehicles of everything.
And the ones that we're getting rid of, mileage that are on them?
We have our mechanics go through them, we pick the worst of the worst. We delete one for every one we get, and they're usually, unless there's other reasons wrong with the vehicle, they're usually vehicles that are around 200,000 miles.
So they have each one that the 6 that you're trying to replace now?
Usually they're anywhere from 140 to 200,000 miles.
And that's what these have now, the ones that you're trying to.
Again, we get the vehicles and then it probably won't be those for 5-6 months. So we'll determine the ones that we're taking out of the fleet when we get the new ones. It's just an annual thing that we come in and ask usually. Last year we had 5. This year there was some extra money because of the trans money that just asked for it to get put back into that budget line. So we asked for the extra one to replace it.
Do you know how many you needed the year before? Last year was 5. How much was
Last year we bought 5. Maybe before that. You know, we felt within our budget we get good budget, we ask for X amount. And Phil usually beats me up and cuts that number way down. I like to credit our mechanics.
Sure. Yep, I know them very well.
2 very good
Does a good
mechanics
job.
that have done a lot of good things for us and kept our fleet rolling and not having to come back in for a different project. Many of the years since Strickland has been going.
And are they all-wheel drive?
Yes, we're replacing almost everything with Explorers. We've stayed almost exclusively for the marked tires with Explorers. Just for the interchangeable parts and mechanics.
Thank you. And the other question I would have is what year are the ones that you're, roughly, the year?
Roughly 16, 17, 18, now probably.
Thank you. Next question I would have is, administrator, do we have those funds up? We're all right, not gonna hurt us at all, get these.
Yeah, we budgeted budgeted for them, and we have it in the automotive reserve. Yes.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Yes. Sure.
We've done this program for as long as I can really place somebody every year, so this is not unusual.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
And they put a lot of miles on them cars, and they, sometimes they're at a high rate of speed, so, mechanics are very good. They usually pick the worst of the crew and get rid of them.
It depends on Ron.
Right.
We go around,
Right.
so if we get a new one,
No,
which
right.
one do you think we need to get rid
Sure,
of first?
sure,
Yeah.
we can point
And
right
we
to
send
them.
it off and put that money back in.
Right, right. And they're written hard, put away wet.
We don't get very much by the time we get off.
No, I
Usually
usually,
you're getting 4 or
Yeah,
5,000
sure.
if we're lucky. Right?
yes.
Any further discussion on it?
Did we need, I don't even know, excuse me, did we have a
I
first and
just gonna
second? I
ask,
don't know if we had a first
all
and
they need to
second.
do is ask for a,
Oh, so sorry.
approval.
Okay, sorry.
So looking for a motion to approve this? Any against? Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thanks. All right, so we have a set salary for emergency management specialist. Kathy, you wanna?
Yeah, I know this normally goes to FFT for that, and I know this is for situational awareness, so we had budgeted for a position. We found a candidate that we found has the relevant training experience that we're looking for, has developed exercise, has EOC operations experience, has worked in a county emergency management office before, so understands that piece. Also has dabbled slightly in a radiological program in another state, so we find that the original was set up as a base salary. We'd like to offer him a mid-range salary of $59,738. There will be no fiscal impact because the position's been open since January, so I just am asking for the base salary, or his base salary set at $59,738.
And again, this is just informational, this particular. Any more questions? I don't think I have to be in information.
Right.
No. Okay,
FFT votes on it.
EMO, you're up again.
A lot of talking today.
Keep you going.
Yep, sure is. Give me some water for this one. So in addition to the report that I submitted, we're very busy with a lot of exercises for our radiological program that we're preparing for this year. We've got some additional people evaluations. We've submitted a few applications for some funding opportunities that are out there that we hope to get some. So we've asked for letters of support from various individuals, part of different committees. What I did want to talk to you about in addition to that, because I don't want to reiterate the whole thing in the essence of time, we are offering an EOC orientation / training at our facilities. It focuses on like operations, the roles and responsibilities of an emergency operations center, communications, and how we coordinate support, as well as we will touch on the radiological emergency operations and then the use of the WebEOC platform that we have. So we're offering 2 separate dates to try to offer it so people have an opportunity to come down. But the first date is on April 29th. And the second date is May 19th. Both sessions, there's 2 sessions on each day. So the 4:29 and the 5:19 is 9 to noon each day, and then 1 to 3 each day. And that'll be at our facilities in the Fulton office building. If anyone has any interest, we'll be sending out like a registration link. If you have any interest, if you want to learn more about what we do and what the Emergency Operations Center does, you're welcome to register for that. We are also offering what's called Tier 3 training. We do offer this on occasion, especially when there's new elected officials or public leaders in the county that come to positions. It provides you like the baseline understanding of like emergency operations centers, emergency management. It covers the role of the chief elected officials, emergency operations, and understanding Article 2B, which is the legal authority and responsibilities of the chief elected officials. So we're offering that training. Also at our Emergency Operations Center, there is a virtual component as well, because this one's an evening, so we can get more people involved. So this one's April 30th. from 5 to 7. So if you're interested in that, you'll see it come out in an email, but you're welcome to register for that to learn more about how we handle emergencies or what is the role of that responsibility. So, anybody have any questions or any additional information that you want to know about it? Thank you.
District Attorney, Anthony.
Just a couple general updates. Recently, we hosted, the district attorney's office hosted a New York State police investigator who is well known for his instructional abilities to patrol officers, troopers, sheriff deputies in the law of probable cause. I invited him to come and speak to my assistant district attorneys. I should say Legislator Caldwell was there as well, so he had an education in probable cause. He was fantastic, but as part of being the district attorney, since he teaches patrol officers, deputies, and state troopers, it made sense for him to come and talk to my assistant district attorneys to get that side of what they're being taught, so that we're aware when we're preparing to testimony as to probable cause. Mr. Freeman was fantastic. It was great. We also invited some investigators from various agencies in Oswego County who we appreciate showed up as well. In addition to that, the week after that, as part of our instructions, we gave updates on up-to-date current laws to the Fulton City Police Department. We had earlier done that last fall with the Oswego City Police Department, and we're looking forward to ongoing relationship with all law enforcement, and hope to soon set that up with the Oswego County Sheriff's Department, and New York State Police, as well as the Department of DC, Department of Environmental Conservation, which we have a great relationship with as well. So all of these things are pointing forward to our continuing relationship with law enforcement and the prosecutors and the district attorney's office. I will continue to invite all legislators as soon as we set something up. We have another one coming up where I have the Attorney General, and this is being jointly hosted by my office and the Oswego County Sheriff's Department for April 14th. There we have the Attorney General's office as well as New York State Workers' Compensation coming for instructions on ongoing and up-to-date fraud investigations relative to what the AG investigates and prosecutes, as well as what the New York State Workers' Compensation Board investigates. And that's going to be held at CCC.
It's going to be at the Police Academy in the event center now.
Yes.
You know what time that is?
It's 12 to 3, noon to 3. That may be 4, but we'll go with noon to 3.
That's April 14th. Perfect. Any other questions? Okay. How are you making out with filling the spots for your assistant DAs? How many vacancies?
We have 2 open ADA positions. We have 1 being filled come April-ish. And we have a lot of prospects because when I first came in here, we started a program of hiring summer law interns from basically law school, basically Syracuse Law School. We've been very successful. In fact, one of the law clerks actually graduated to CLA, criminal law associate, and then was hired as an assistant district attorney in our office just recently. She passed and was sworn in as an attorney. We have another one coming up through the grapevine, if you will, as well. We have very high hopes that this is a continuing way to show what we can do and recruit from grassroots. But it's working out well, and we have some, we have some experience and we have some youth.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Sheriff Department.
We've got, we finished the Corrections Academy about 2 weeks ago where we had, 6 recruits pass through. They were, I think I explained that last month. Most of them were lateral transfers from the state that were decertified. They finished the training, so they're full-time in corrections. And then we started last week a new academy for corrections officers without the previous experience that weren't laterals. We have 6 in that. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be losing 1 today or tomorrow. So we'll be down to 5. We also started today a patrol academy. We have 3 recruits in. And we're hosting the regional academy. I believe there's a total of 21. Started this morning for that academy. All of our county, several other counties. It's a very long program. We'll run until October, November. About 26 weeks now. We have an award ceremony coming up. I don't know the exact date yet. It's supposed to be the 24th, but we're running into a little conflict with that, so we'll probably change it. But it's usually where we award our corrections officer of the year, energy of the year, civilian employee of the year, and promotions that have happened in the last few months. We'll get that out when we know that. I think that they came up with the Sheriff's Association as a corrections training, pretty important. That's on the same date, so probably our date right there too. Yeah.
I'd like to just say that Police Academy you guys started is fantastic, and it's the best thing I think we've done in years. Never academy.
Yeah, it's very well received. We find just training the recruits here in our own county. They're learning on our systems. I think we just went with the new computers. We got the Chromebooks for them. They're integrating that into this for the first time, but they'll be able to train and have actual programs that they'll be using when they get in the car. So a really good program for us.
I gotta say, if you haven't had a chance to go up and look at this, please do, because it's really something to see. Any other questions for this? Sure. Okay. Probation Department, Dave.
Thanks, good morning. Just a couple things. We released the announcements for the series of probation exams at the beginning of June. Hopefully we'll come up with some good candidates, because as I mentioned before, we do have an opening now, and I think anticipating a few more over the next couple of years probably. We are going to give the POT, which is Probation Officer Trainee Exam this time, and we haven't given that in a really long time, so HR gave us the approval to add that to the exam. What that means is you don't have to have any experience, you can basically be hired as a POT, and then gain your experience on the job, and then move up to Probation Officer POT. So we're hoping that opens up more candidates for us. We have 3 officers that will be attending the basic course for peace officer training in Onondaga County starting at the end of April. That's a 6-week program, which is in there. So we've got to shift things around a little bit because they're going to be gone. Found out that the state probation director is going to be coming to visit us in June. He's trying to visit, he's fairly new in the position, so he's trying to visit all the departments, go around the state. He's coming in 2 other and talk to our staff. As far as stop DUI, we've got a lot of things scheduled over the next couple of months, a lot of events. We had 3 agencies that participated in the St. Patrick's Day high visibility engagement campaign, so that was good. The next one will be in April for the 420 Drug Day, so that's another one to provide extra controls. So, 2 funds, grant funding from that. Questions?
Thank you. Anybody here from the fire coordinator
She's on vacation.
on vacation.
I think it's the 911 report. Yeah.
I did. Oh, sorry, Kevin.
It's all good.
You're right up.
It's all good.
I was like, wow, all right, I apologize for that.
You're
Kevin.
good.
It's all good.
I crossed you right off. All right, well, E911.
Alrighty, stats for the month of February are listed there. As far as management activity that, the past month, had a consortium meeting. As far as community safety initiative goes, we are pretty much at the end of the, critical response group mapping project. Everything is into the 911 CAD. At this point, I'm going to do a video for some end user training so that way they have access to dig through and see the different things within the CAD itself. Vendor's been reaching out to the school districts and the first responder agencies in the areas and doing training with them, so that portion of that should pretty much be wrapping up here pretty shortly. And of course, they're coming back asking about their maintenance money, so we'll, we're moving into the completion portion of the project, which is good. The Aware, which is the video software, integrated, everything integrated into one application portion. That is moving forward as well. We're actually going to be one of the first in the country to integrate the Victor software, which is what our county camera system is, into this. So we're in a little bit of a beta format. So we expect there to be bugs. There already are bugs, but the good thing is that we are blazing a path there as well. So tactical dispatch, communication support is really the big thing right now. We've got a lot of mock DWI exercises that are coming up here in the next few months. So supporting those with sending dispatchers out to the field, supporting those with communications plans, and getting everything ready to go on that side of things. The Incident Communications Center trailer, we are getting close to having that operational, which that will end up being the backup while we have the 912 backup center down, as well as when the 911 center is down, when we're doing our renovation project. So we're getting that up and running, and all the bugs worked out of that, hopefully through the pre-planned events that we have this summer. So advanced telecommunicators, I think pretty much talked till that already. So Next Gen 911, still continuing to attend monthly meetings. The state is working on a request for proposal, an RFP, for the Emergency Services Information Network, so the ESINet they call it. So that will be going out here shortly, and their expectation is that they want to have responses back by about Memorial Day. And there's a possibility that we could start seeing some build out of that system in New York State before the end of the year is what they're hoping for. It is already included in, well, the first leg of it is already included in the existing budget, but there'll be more that needs to be funded in that. So, New York State 911 coordinators, we have our symposium that's coming up, so being vice president, I've been supporting preparations and stuff for that. One thing here I do want to touch on just for a minute is that the Senate did propose their one house budget, and they did include in that a 25-year retirement bill for 911 telecommunicators, which is obviously we've talked about the mental health impacts. We've talked about the technology upgrades and everything that go along with that. And with us recently having had a pretty decent changeover in personnel, we've got a lot of younger people, which is excellent because they're right in the midst of all the technology and everything they have going out. But if they stay until they're eligible for retirement at 62, some of them could be putting in 40-some years, which probably is not likely to happen. So looking at something like this would definitely be a huge impact to us. Definitely something that is something that the New York State 911 Coordinators Association has been pushing for a while. This is the furthest we've been able to get it to move. Obviously, it would still have to be picked up by the Senate and would have to be picked up by the governor's office, but wanted to at least bring that up and make you all aware that the Senate at least has pushed that forward. one step, and we'll see where that goes. So, now on staff mental health stuff, we have had some decent work on that this past month. Continue to work with other peer support teams around the region to try and build out a regional-based 911 focused peer support team that for somebody that has something going on, they don't want to talk to somebody in-house, they can talk to somebody from Oneida County or Jefferson County or Cayuga, as well as had a meeting to discuss options for anybody that may need to move to the portion beyond peer support into like a health clinician type thing, and see what options could be available to us there as well. And then continue to attend the normal meetings. I do want to mention that this month is, well, there's a week here in the week of April the 12th through the 18th is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. So that's national appreciation for all the work that the telecommunicators do. So just want to throw that on your radars. If you happen to send a card up or swing by and say thanks or whatever, they always are more than welcome to accept whatever little pat in the back during that week. So
I see we're up on our almost 97% of the calls being answered.
Yep.
So that number. Thank you.
I guess both are as possible.
Any questions for Devin? Okay, search and rescue.
Search and
Eric.
rescue, last one. As of the 17th of March, we've had 4 calls this year so far. We have 22 recruits now attending our spring academy, which training will continue on until the first week in June. And Compass Credit Union has graciously donated us $500 for our canine program. So that's it for us.
Okay. Any questions? Looking for the proper motion. Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
We actually get, when we get calls, we have calls.